I can talk to the people and do this at the same time.
We're live. Hey.
Hello,
Hi, everybody.
everybody.
How is everybody today?
It's cold
I know.
outside, which is
Yeah.
good as knitters and
Mhm.
crocheters and fiber
Yeah.
people. We love that, but it is cold.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. I'm Debbie, and I own the shop here at Dances with Wool in Midlothian, Virginia. We are on podcast number 20.
I know. In 2 years.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
I know. And I have beside me Erin.
Hello, my name's Erin. I am the store manager, and we are Dances with Wool. We are located just outside the city of Richmond in central Virginia. We are a local yarn store that offers a variety of yarns and accessories for knitters, crocheters, spinners, and weavers, as well as a wide variety of classes. We would love to be your local yarn store, whether you live nearby and can come see us in person or not.
Yeah,
You can shop us online. We are all over social media at Dances with Wool RVA.
Right. Yeah. So we're glad you're here today, right before Christmas. If you haven't been able to catch us on Facebook or Instagram, Erin's been putting up some great videos on just quick gift ideas and just taking you around the shop and showing you some things we have available for the knitter, crocheter, weaver, and spinner on your list. So kind of go back and take a look at those if you're considering anything. And also this time of year, we are handing out a bunch of gift cards, you know. So that's always a great gift for any knitter or crocheter, spinner, or weaver on your list as well. So check us out on our social media just to get some ideas. But we're glad you're here today. Hopefully we'll give you a few more. And we've got some exciting news today, too. We can't wait to share that with you.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We always have exciting news.
But thanks again, too, for your support for Black Friday and Small Business Saturday.
Ooh.
We were just overwhelmed with all the people that ordered from us and came out on Small Business Saturday. It was just wonderful to see everybody. We had just under, I think it was 200, just about under 150 orders, about 150 orders on Black Friday, which was for 4 hours. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we were excited with that result. And then again, like I said, Small Business Saturday was awesome as well. So thanks for joining us. But what are you wearing, Erin? We'll start with you.
Oh, you want me to go first? Yes, you don't want to go first?
No, because look at you.
Okay.
I mean, this is just getting us right in the mood for this podcast.
Alrighty.
Right?
So this is Julgran, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. I did not take German in college, by Andi Satterlund. So this is intended to be a sweater. It is intended to have sleeves and a funnel neck, but I turned it into a vest because, let's face it, it's faster. So I'll stand up a little bit so you can see, but it's this really cute little cropped sweater, or you start at the shoulders, work your way down, you work the front pieces, the back piece, join them together, keep going. But it's reverse stockinette, and you create this little tree design, which you can just leave as a plain tree. But of course, why would you do that?
No, you need the bling.
When you can sew Swarovski crystals on your sweater and be super extra. So that is what I did. So this was fast. It's worsted weight yarn, like size 8 or 9 needles. I knit this in like a week and a half, maybe. I did an I-cord edging on the armholes and around the neck hole. So that's how I finished those off.
Which makes it a great vest.
Yes.
You know, it's just, it's awesome. It is, It was so perfect.
It is great. And I used Forge by Hudson and West. So it's worsted weight.
Nice yarn to knit with.
And this was the second from the largest size, I think. And it only took me like not even 3 skeins.
Oh.
Now, granted, I didn't do the sleeves, but so this doesn't require a whole lot of yarn either.
Mm-hmm. And this is one you could modify if you wanted a little bit more positive.
Yep, you could absolutely. So there is waist shaping written in the pattern. I did not do the waist shaping. Andi does a lot of these kinds of like 50s inspired vintagey looking sweater patterns. She tends to put negative ease in them or very minimal positive ease, and crop a lot of them and put some waist shaping in. I didn't do any. I just did it straight down from the armholes, and I put a little bit more positive ease than she intended because I knew I was going to make it a vest and I was going to have shirts on underneath of it, so I didn't want it to be super closely fitted for that reason. But I mean, like I said, I knit the second from the largest size and it took me about a week and a half. If you need a Christmas sweater, it's literally not too late. You could actually cast this on. It's really easy.
It flew off your needles.
Flew off the needles.
And
so
look, it's so cute, cropped over
it's
jeans.
really cute. Just like I said, like I got it on with a collared shirt, and jeans, and so
it's so cute.
Yeah, I really like it. Thank you.
So
this is one of my favorite things you've ever made.
So this is Snowy Forest. This is by Midori Hirose. She is probably, I just absolutely love her designs.
Of ranunculus fame.
She's of ranunculus fame. She had this featured in the Lana magazine a couple of years ago, and I fell in love with it. It's a knit that is in DK. So I used the Scout, which I love, and the Scout is by Kilburn Woolens. It is 100% wool, so it's a non-superwash yarn, and I paired it, of course, with Shibui Silk Cloud. Now, this, of course, isn't the color I used, but this is what I did. I paired it the Silk Cloud close to the color that I used in the Scout. But I absolutely love it. There were some new skills I learned. This was not hard to do. However, a new skill for me within the cables was increasing and decreasing within the cable. I've never done that before. It wasn't very hard. She walks you through it. She has really good video support.
Yes,
with her
she does
patterns.
A lot of good video tutorials.
Yes, and of course, I don't think English is her first language, so a lot of them she's just really good in how she shows you to do it.
She just focuses on her hands and just does the stitch. She doesn't talk because English is not her first language, so she doesn't talk in the video. She just shows you what to do.
The pattern is on Ravelry, and it does have a crop version, which is what I did, and it also has a full length sweater version. You can have some variations
on
for
the sleeves too.
And and I did it with a little bit of positive ease. The shoulders are more dropped, so your sleeves are going to be,
it's getting into the swan show territory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I love it. It's a very comfortable, cozy sweater, and I absolutely get compliments on it every time I go out in it. It's one of those that it's just fun to throw on over a pair of jeans or a dress, and just you really do feel nice and cozy with a 100% wool and the Silk Cloud and the mohair. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. So I have to tell you, I have no finished object.
This is so weird. We've done this role reversal thing for this podcast because normally I'm the one who's like, why would I finish anything?
I've got 3 things on the needles, and they're all bigger. They're bigger things. And the one, I don't even count one of them because it's the one I take for social knitting everywhere. So I don't even count that. And one of them I think I forgot to bring today. But anyway, so I put everything aside for a little while because I focused a little bit on the sock, cozy sock.
Yes.
Because I'm doing an advent, which I forgot. I left it at home, and I would have loved for you to have seen it today. You're doing a stripe a day.
We'll take a picture of it and put it on socials.
Yeah, but I left it at home. Totally forgot about it. But so the one that I have, I don't have any finished objects. So yes, so you share because you were wearing one.
I'm wearing one. Like I said, we've done this role reversal thing because normally I'm the one who has 5 million whips, and I'm like, I don't have anything to finish. But I do have.
This was awesome.
This was a gift knit, so it's already been gifted to the person it went to, so I can show it to you. But this is Bankhead by Susie Gorlay. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. I just think this is a really great unisex hat.
It is.
Yeah. A lot of the hats we feature tend to be a little more on the feminine side. This one's a really nice, just unisex, straightforward hat. It's really easy, twisted rib, and then you just work a little broken rib on the top. It's super, super simple. But I did this. It's written for worsted weight. And I did it in 1 skein of Trine, which I'm now realizing I forgot to grab any skeins of Trine. But Trine is the new yarn from Spin Cycle. So it is a marl. It's a 3-ply yarn. Each ply is a distinct color. It's the same weight and the same fiber composition as their Dream State.
And the same price point.
It's just a marl as opposed to with Dream State, you get that color shifting. So this hat would look really great in Dream State as well. But if you know somebody who just wants a more, I don't want to use the word plain, but just a little more of a, a little less going on with the color, but it's still a really nice kind of depth to it with the marling. Trine is a great option. So this was one skein of Trine. So if you've been looking to try Trine and you're like, I mean, I love it, but spin cycle yarn is not inexpensive, and going in for a full sweater quantity would be pricey. This is a really nice way to try. Just do a hat, give it a try, and it really worked out nicely. My recipient was really happy with it and the way it fits and feels. It's very cozy. So
yeah, it's going to be a warm hat.
Yes,
because you got the 100% wool.
Nice warm hat. So I have that done, and then I've been wanting to make, I put my hair up quite a bit, and while I do have one ponytail hat, I find myself sticking it in claw clips and buns and things more recently, and so I'm like, but my ears get really cold. So I'm like, I'm going to make myself a couple of like these little ear warmers. So I tried this one first. This is actually a crochet pattern. This is called the Faux Knit Twisted Headband by Lindsey Dale. And so this is so simple, and she has really great video tutorials. So I have super basic crochet skills, guys. I can like do a chain and double crochet, and that's about it. And so this is just some double, really it's like yarn over slip stitches, but she has a great video tutorials. And what you do is basically make a strip, and then you stick the ends together and seam them like this, and then turn the headband inside out, and it makes this cute little knot. So this is a super quick. The pattern's written for 3 different weights of yarn. Worsted, chunky, and super bulky. I followed the chunky directions, but I took DK and held it double. So I had a skein of DK in my stash that wasn't getting any love or doing anything. And so I said, okay, I'm going to hold DK double. And even with my very basic crochet skills, this took like an afternoon. Really, really, really simple. So if you're looking for some quick gift crochet ideas, there's some knit versions of this same kind of concept out there. I'm going to show you one in a little bit.
Talk about a quick gift.
Super quick. I mean, if you have some people that are still on your list, this is great
for outdoor athletes, like, your runners,
or even just people who go out walking. Pickleball is a thing, man. I've got some friends who are really into that now. Yeah. But yeah, or just walking the dog. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or I think this little kind of headbandy thing is also really popular with like teens and college age students right now. So if you've got any college kids or older teens on your list, this is a really popular item with them. So that is what I have 2 things done, but they're little things. They're not, neither of them was particularly.
Talk about, getting excited because something's coming off the needles.
Yes. Yeah. Instant gratification. I am all about that.
Yeah. I'm all over this process knitting right now. I just want things coming off the needle. I'm not
a process knitter. I've never been a process knitter.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
All right. Well, what do you have on your needles?
Well, I left my Advent cap. I'm so bummed I left that at home.
So if you're not familiar with the concept of an Advent self-stripy sock, if you've been following us on Vlogmas, which we are doing on Instagram and Facebook this year, just little 60-second videos with little snippets throughout the day. Yeah. I have got my Advent sock that I've been doing on there. I didn't bring it with me because I was going to tell you, go watch Vlogmas and you can see.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see if maybe I might have taken a picture of how far I had gotten with it, but I haven't got a recent picture.
So it's a skein of self-striping sock yarn, and what the dyer has done is that the dyer's done 24 different color stripes. So the idea is you knit a stripe a day during December from the 1st to the 24th, and then on the 25th you can finish off your pair of socks.
I'll put it up on
Yeah, we'll post it to social media, but you can also, like I said, you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook. I post a little 60-second reel or video every day, and so you can see mine.
I'll get her. She'll be at my house this afternoon.
Yeah,
so
I'll get yours. It'll be on Vlogmas. That's exactly what Vlogmas content's going to be today.
So I'll have her put it on our Vlogmas content.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're going to look at me and go, same old, same old. Does Debbie ever knit anything? Does she ever get anything finished?
I suppose she does.
It is what it is. It is the
well, this is your social knitting.
This
project.
is my social. In fact, I stopped in the middle of a road. But this is social knitting.
Yeah.
It goes with me to social knitting events. So this is why this isn't getting done.
Right.
But of course, this
is Float by Dawn Barker.
Taking 3 skeins of your assigned pulling yarns, which I don't know if Mary left any, but there were some in the trunk show.
She had just a handful of skeins, and she took those back with her.
But yes, so this is Float. So it is a work in progress.
And you've seen that the last couple of podcasts.
I've actually got, you're increasing 2 stitches every single row.
Have you gotten to your second or your third skein yet?
Almost
your third skein.
So I'm like 20 stitches away or 10 right side rows away from working on the border.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll be done by.
And my next one, and I did not bring the pattern picture because you can get the gist of it now. But this one is Stratified. I bought the yarn during Amy's Lobby Enemy trunk show. And it is almost, I've got
You're almost done.
Yeah, I've got 2 more stripes over here, then that sleeve to do. I was hoping to have this done today so I could wear it. Of course, that didn't happen, but it'll be on the next one.
So pretty.
I love it. And I'm in love with this yarn.
I'm
just in love with this yarn.
Just a few skeins left.
Yeah, we don't have much. No sweater quantities. But, you can still grab it for a hat or something like that. But yeah, so this is Stratified. I'm really excited. It's such a great, relaxing knit. And if you're going to do a sweater, I saw a mistake. So if you're going to do a sweater, this is the great way to do it because with stripes, because you feel like you're making progress.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to see your progress. Sometimes it can be difficult when you're in the middle of a big project like that to feel like you get into what I call the knitting black hole, where you measure and you're like, okay, I have 5 more inches to go. And then you knit for 2 hours and you lay your sweater out and measure again. And it's shorter than when you started 2 hours previous. Does it happen to anybody? It happens to, that's the knitting black hole.
Yeah, it's the knitting black hole.
So when you've got color blocks or stripes, then it makes it really obvious what you're doing.
As you know, I talked the last time pretty extensively about my trip to Iceland that I went to. The instructor that was with us to Iceland was Tanis Gray, and she designed a pattern for our trip called the Westfjords Pullover. And I had shown you this part of it before, that I had gotten to the point where I was at sleeves, the body's done. It is knit in the Icelandic tradition of bottom up sweater, very traditional. So you'll see my steek right here because I have decided it is not going to be a pullover. It is going to be a steeked cardigan. So you'll see my steek here, or my stitches for the steek here. And I am ready to join.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You've done a lot of work.
I'm ready to join the sleeves, and then I will be doing the color work. Once you join the sleeves of this, you'll start your color work here. So I am on that section now. I'm getting ready to join the sleeves.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm getting nothing done.
Because you have giant projects.
Because I'm doing giant projects.
Right.
You know what I'm learning? I'm not going to be doing that again.
Having multiple sweaters on the needle.
Multiple giant projects on the needle. So I am going to I think the Stratified will probably be done by the end of the month.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to do, I have a couple of hats I want to do for January, and I'm going to do that. And
some smaller stuff.
Yeah. And then the last, okay, you go ahead. What are you working on with you?
So, I'm all about let's just do this instant gratification stuff. So after I did my ear warmer, the crochet ear warmer, and I did it in DK held double, I still had 60 grams of DK left. So that little ear warmer thing takes nothing, takes almost no yarn. So I was like, well, I still have 60 grams, a lot of yarn. And this pattern has been all over social media.
Yeah.
It's been all over. Everybody has made
And I'm like,
at least one, if not
wow.
multiple of these. So this
I
is the
know.
Sophie Scarf. It's a little hard to tell because she's got it wrapped around her neck a couple of times. But this is the Sophie Scarf by Petite Knit. And there's a shawl version of the pattern too, a bigger shawl version. But this is the scarf, which is just meant to be like a little neck warmer thing. A lot of people just wrap it around once and tie it and like stick it down inside their shirt. Just a little bit of a scarf. But this is, I can see why people make these. This is such a satisfying knit. So it's all knits. That's all you're doing. It's garter stitch in the middle, and you've got these I-cord edges that you work as you work the scarf. So all you're doing is knitting. You do an increase every 8th row until you get to, not much further than where I am. And then you do a decrease every 8th row. And so it's tip to tip. You never have more than like 30 some odd stitches on your needles. So it goes really fast. It's written for DK weight yarn, but I've seen people use like fingering held with mohair. That's a popular option, but it only takes like up to 140 yards of yarn. Wow. So again, it's super fast. And this is yarn from my stash. This is just DK weight variegated yarn from my stash. But anyway, I can see why, because this is just the perfect thing to sit and like watch TV or, where my house is a college basketball house. So we are well into college basketball season. So this is just super easy. And I just have a little progress keeper in that then I put that in the row where I do my increase, and then I just keep knitting. And when I get 4 garter ridges, then I know I've done 8 rows and it's time to do another increase. So like, there's no counting, and I mean, like, you don't really have to count. So it's just a really perfect, mindless, and people are like, this is like potato chips. You can't make just one. And I can see why that is.
Maybe that'll go on my needles in January.
Super.
Like I said, I'm over processing.
Oh my gosh. Right, fast and easy and just like. So I'm doing that. And then my ear warmer obsession continue. Okay. So this is all Vlogmas's fault. So if you're not familiar with Vlogmas, it's a daily video challenge. It started on YouTube. The idea is you make a video every day, a daily vlog every day, and throughout the first 24 days of December. And I've watched for a few years now. There's a few knitting people that I watch that do it every year. And one of those people is Christina and Red Bank Mike from Chelsea Luxe. If you do not watch their Vlogmas's, her chickens. So she hurt her back. And she hurt her back this year. But anyway, if you have not watched Christina and Red Bank Mike, they're hysterical. And Christina dyed this gingerbread colorway in Chunky beginning of the month. And then she cast on and did a hat out of it. Yeah, it was cute. I got obsessed, and I'm like, I have to own this yarn. Isn't that cute? Yeah, the yarn is beautiful. In Chunky. Wait, and so I'm going to keep talking while you go. So I just was like, I have to have this yarn. And so I ordered it, 1 skein of Chunky. And so I decided that I was going to use that to make some ear warmers. So I have a crochet one. I decided that I was going to do a knit one. So this is a knit version, same kind of concept. This is called the Cadillac Knot Ear Warmer by Acadia Knits. It's brioche. It's not scary. Okay. It's brioche flat, one color is very, very simple. I promise. But it creates this really, really squishy, double thick fabric. And like the other one I showed you, I'm going to knit a big, long, rectangular piece. And then you fold the ends in half like this, and then you stick the other end going the opposite way, and you sew it together and turn it inside out. And that's how you make that little knot at the front of the ear warmer. But this is so nice and squishy, and it's going to be so warm. I cast on a couple extra stitches, so I'm going to make it like really wide. So it's going to be a really wide one. That'll be cute. It'll be really, really cute. But yes, this is all Vlogmas's fault because Christina had a hat in the gingerbread color, and I decided I have to have something in the gingerbread color. To be careful watching those Vlogmas's. You bought a milk frother last year. She is all about her froth milk, and I was like, I've got to have froth milk. And she's all about like her hot chocolates in the evening, which are kind of gourmetish the way she does them, and it's like,
well, I want to do that too. So, I mean,
yes, last year I bought all the Smashmallows, all the different
Yes,
flavors
'cause
of
she had-
Smashmallows because she had those. This year I had to get, the gingerbread yarn
and
because I had to
even
have it.
made 2 cookie recipes from her last year.
I think
'cause
we're gonna do the Grinch cookies.
the Grinch
Charlotte
cookies
wants
are
to do the
cute.
Grinch cookies. I think we're gonna do those.
So anyway, if you want to just get started with one,
Just look at Chelsea
just look at
Yarns.
Chelsea
Find their
Yarns.
YouTube channel.
so
It's
good.
fabulous. So good.
And you get so wrapped up in their day to day because all it is just vlogging their day.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I
it's
mean,
a
most of
video
the time
log of
it's
their
they
day.
get up, they have breakfast, they feed the chickens, they do some shipping or some dyeing. And then they're like little things like Christina yesterday did all like her makeup, it's like, oh, get ready with me and all the different makeup things that she puts on, that kind of stuff. But that's all it is. But it's fascinating.
It's great TV knitting.
Great knitting.
Yeah. And the other one I've gotten to watch based on their recommendations is Sandy by the Lakeside. She does a lot of recipes and cooking, and, for her family during the holidays. She's a wonderful cook. So I've gotten started with that now. And then she said something about something being her favorite, and I started watching that one. I think it's Wool in the Pines or something.
Yes,
anyway,
Wool in the Pines. She's got a super relaxing.
My God, I know. You just take a deep breath with that one. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. It's just very relaxing. Anyway, yes, I totally went down the rabbit hole with that.
Yeah. So like I said,
this year,
that's what that is.
So I am getting ready. I know I didn't have anyway.
Well,
I
you're
do
going to
have an
cast.
Instagram.
Yeah, you are going to cast.
So we
on.
had the 29 Bridges trunk show this weekend, which actually Mary was here. It was wonderful. And we kept a lot of her yarn.
We kept some of it.
And it's going to be through Saturday.
Yes.
And she brought some amazing bulky. And this is one of her hats. This is called the Bennett Hat.
It's her pattern, right?
It's her pattern. She wrote it. It goes up, I want to say it is from a child's head up to a medium adult, but I'm going to add it's in quantity or increments of 2. So I'm going to add 2 more stitches on just to get a larger head. But it is done with her bulky yarn held double. So it's going to get a super bulky gauge on it. I'm doing the colors kind of like what she did. The way she's done it is she's done 8 rows of ribbing. Then she transitioned over to 8 rows of ribbing in the solid. Then she transitioned to another 8 rows in one of each. And then she went to the solid here, which just kind of gives it a little bit.
Makes it a little bit interesting. Yeah.
So this is the Bennett Hat. It is, if you go to Ravelry for the Bennett Hat, you will find it. Her name is Mary Herron.
And we'll link all these patterns. I just didn't tell you at the top of the episode. We'll link all these patterns we talk about in the description box once we're not live. So you can just find everything there.
Yeah, but it's a super, super cozy hat. Just.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that's so
it's
cute.
Just cute. So you were saying unisex a little while ago. This is a great, of course, I would not put the pom-pom on for a man's hat. For this. No, I know he doesn't. So, anyway, it's just nice and cozy.
Yeah.
So just
super
loved
cute.
It was super cute. And it's done with only you only need 2 skeins of her chunky. Of her chunky. I guess it was chunky?
Well, chunky and bulky.
Chunky single.
It's
chunky
used,
single.
those 2 terms are kind of used
I just
interchangeably.
didn't know what she called
Same
it,
weight of yarn.
She called it chunky single.
Which we did keep some of that.
Yeah, from 29 Bridges. Her trunk show was absolutely
gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. But she lives in Maryland and she drove down
Spring.
And she stuffed her car full of yarn. It was like, so we couldn't keep it.
It was like you opened it and it just exploded.
It was like a clown car. There was no way for us to keep it because we have to ship it back to her. And so it would have been like 12 moving boxes full of yarn.
It was an amazing amount.
But we kept a good sample of all her bases, and that'll be here through Saturday.
Yeah, and she did
tons of beautiful samples too for you to look at. Oh my gosh,
over the place.
Oh gosh, and we kept a decent selection of those too. So,
and her palette's just very pretty. It's just a very muted type of palette. You'll notice
she's got some pops,
but she's got some pops. And she said she's she does that, but her aesthetic is more of the muted,
a lot
colors,
of earthy tones, jewel tones, that kind of thing. Yeah, really, really beautiful. Lots of gorgeous neutrals, which is not always something you see with dyers.
No. So,
All right.
let's go on. So,
well, announcements.
yes.
So, what do we want to start? Do you want to talk about new in shop first?
Yeah, let's go through that
All
and
right.
and then we've got the big announcement coming up for our year-long knit-along.
Okay. Well, you want to talk about this first?
Yeah, so we are going through let's just say trying to really think of some new and different things that we can do as a shop that we haven't done before. And one of the things that we've decided to do for 2023 is our first seasonal subscription box. So we're going to have four boxes that will come out, and each one will be themed on the season. So the first one will be winter. You will get 2 skeins each season of 2. We will pick the hand dyer. You'll get 2 skeins of hand dyed yarn, regular, regular 100-gram full skeins.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get 2 skeins of hand dyed yarn plus a crochet or knitting project. So you'll include
both. We'll have both.
We'll both. So that whatever you are, you don't feel like it'll be the same. So if one season is, and they were accessories. So the accessory that we pick for the first season, it'll be this exact same. If it's a shawl, it'll be a shawl. If it's a cowl, it'll be a cowl for both, for the crochet and the knit version. But it'll take the 2 skeins of yarn that we chose, and you'll get a little notion or an accessory in your pack, and then a couple of little things with it. But so it's up on our website now. Now, the way we're doing it is if you decide to pre-buy into all 4 seasons, we've given you a $40 savings on that. If you wanted to do it for all 4 boxes, pay up front, you'll owe nothing more. You just get them shipped out at the end or when we send out each quarter's box. We will have an option coming up soon if you want to just get it for the quarter. We have limited it to 25 boxes for our first year.
We've already sold a handful, so those spots are starting to fill.
Yeah. So we wanted to see how many we got for the full subscription first, and then what is left we will sell for quarters.
Yeah, so you'll be billed. So you
quarter.
Are signing up for the whole year, but you will pay each quarter before the box ships. So if that's easier for you to pay that way.
And and you'll hear information about that coming up soon. But it is already on our website. We will link it below if you're interested in getting our seasonal subscription box. We're excited to offer this. We've already got the ideas and what we're going to be including with each box. But we want it to be a surprise to you. So we don't want to spill too many beans today. But so that's up on our website. So check it out.
Yeah, so that's great. So let's talk about what else is new in the shop. Colors of the month. So we have a couple of dyers that do exclusive colors of the month for yarn stores that we belong to. One of those is the Emma's Color of the Month Club. This is December, which I think is really cute. And I mean, obviously it's got the red and the green, but it's not like Christmassy necessarily. Do you know what I mean? No. So you could make something out of this and wear it all year long.
She's got some peaches in
There's some peaches and some silvery gray. So like in December, you can tell people, oh, this is my Christmas sweater. I have a sweater that's like that. Then I tell people in December, this is my Christmas sweater. And they go, oh yeah, I totally see that. And then I wear it the rest of the year. And I don't say anything about Christmas and nobody knows. So we get our Emma's Color of the Month in on her Hella Hanks. So these are 600 yards of fingering weight merino cashmere nylon blend per skein. So these are a really good way to do a bigger project. 2 of them will make a sweater. So we've got the December color, and there's a little bit of like gold speckling in the green. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's a really, really pretty color. So that's December's color from Emma's. Kim dyes yarn. These are November's colors. December's are not with us yet because they tend to come a little bit later in the month from Kim. We'll probably have them this week. But this is Hearthstone and First Frost. And we get the colors in on her sourdough sock base, which is 400 yards of merino nylon blend. Perfect for socks, sweaters, shawls, anything you can imagine. She usually does do 2 colors each month and kind of coordinates them, so that you can put them together, but you don't have to. We also get one color. She only does one color in on fiber. This is my last braid. This is Heart Corners. This was a Polwarth silk blend. So I have one left. And once the colors of the month go, they go. The dyers don't do them again. And so we cannot get any more in. So
yeah, that's been a really popular
one 4-ounce braid
addition.
left.
Mm-hmm. They are, yeah.
Yeah. So we should have December's in soon. We have a couple of books to talk about.
The first one is 52 Weeks of Easy Knits. This is the Lana's latest publication. It's a beautiful hardbound book. You've got 52 very, very easy, look at these knits.
Well, they talk about, so the book is intended for either people who just picked up knitting in the last couple of years. We know there's a lot of you out there who picked it up during COVID. So they're great kind of like next step projects for people who have just picked up knitting. If you are an experienced knitter, these are those great relaxing projects. There's some in here that have some interesting construction and color uses of color and everything,
definitely,
but they're meant to be relaxing for you if you are an experienced knitter. So they said that there's actually some of the patterns have a little tag on that says super easy, and those would be a good choice if you're a newer knitter to pick up. But there's 52 of them in here.
Great designers,
garments, accessories, everything, a little bit of everything.
I've had fun just looking through it.
There's great gender neutral patterns, like all kinds of. So there'd be great gifts, tons of great gift knitting ideas. This is a really, really nice,
and it's just a beautiful coffee table book,
as always.
Lana just does.
Look at that sweater. You know what I mean? So tons of great options. I just got this in. It's a super hot book. We just got our copies and just released on Friday. So these are in store and ready to ship or for you to pick up. This would be a fabulous gift idea.
Yeah, that and this one.
And this one. We're restocked.
We're on our third restock.
This is our third restock of Knitting the National Parks by Nancy Bates. This is the second printing of this book. The first printing completely sold out of everywhere. I'm talking Amazon, everywhere. This book has been the hit of the fall and into the winter season. So these are 63 hat patterns, one inspired by each of the United States national parks. So all kinds of really, really fabulous, and then some of them are color work, but not all of them. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, it's a bunch of color work trees, you know what I mean? Or mountains or what have you.
No, they're really beautiful. And
they're
I will
really
tell you,
pretty.
I helped a couple of customers, and we were able, in some of the ones that use multiple colors, they had like some of the blue sky bundles left over with pieces left over that they decided,
like, here's Carlsbad Cavern in New Mexico. So that's just one color. Let me get the glare off.
Very beautiful and very, a lot of people have been working with them for Christmas gifts.
Yes. So this has been a tremendously, again, and a beautiful hardbound coffee table book. So this has been tremendously popular. We managed to snag 10 more copies of it. So if you have been wanting this book and it's been sold out and you haven't been able to find it, we just got a restock.
Yeah,
so
we've got it.
Again, this would make a fabulous gift for the knitter in your life.
And then we got some Machete Shop restock back in the
yarn restock. So you guys cleaned us out at Black Friday a little bit, but new yarns are starting to come in. We have a big shipment of Machete Shop Dirty DK. We love Brittany's color. She said it's a beautiful palette of semi-solid speckles, just really, really gorgeous stuff. And this is so nice to work with. I have a sweater that I had done in Dirty DK. It's a really, really beautiful DK yarn with 245 yards per skein. So that's generous for a DK. So we've got a ton of those.
Then we've got, thank goodness,
you've got that over there by you. So. Yes. Oh, the joys of Malabrigo. So yes, we have restocked. We're working on getting Malabrigo restocked. These are the Rasta colors that have come in. We've got a few colors of Rios that have come in. We're getting more. We get shipments pretty much just about every week coming in from Malabrigo.
These are great. These are so popular for hats.
Yes, we wanted to get the Rios restocked as quickly as possible for hats. Speaking of which,
we got more
Ikigai pom-pom. This is not all the colors. I just grabbed a handful. These are our favorite faux fur pom-poms from Ikigai. They're the ones that have the ribbon ties, which is the easiest ones to get on a hat. And then they come off if they had ever needs to be laundered, or people just decide one day that I don't want a pom-pom today. They can just take it right off their hat.
But look
super,
at these.
super easy.
They're tipped. You know, with
different,
just a little bit of
color
on
different like textures. They've got some longer ones, some shorter ones. So we love the Ikigai pom-poms. And so we wanted to get those in for you guys because, you know, a lot of people are making hats for gifts right now. So, and then Katrinkle's Stitch Marker of the Month Club. This is December, which is cables. We have a handful from other months as well this year.
Great stocking stuffers.
Great stocking stuffers. So we've got those up on the website for you to take a look at as well. But the little stitch marker kits from Katrinkles are always really cute.
Oh, so dun da da da.
Okay, you want to talk about it now? All right, so it is the third week of December, approaching the halfway point of December, which means it's time to talk about the year-long knit-along for next year.
We're so excited.
So if you are not familiar, our year-long knit-alongs are basically we take an intensive dive into a particular topic or technique through a pattern that you might look at and on your own think, oh, you know what, I can't handle, that's a lot, that's beyond my comfort zone to just make on my own. Instead, what we do is we walk through the pattern together over the course of the year in manageable chunks, so that doesn't totally take over your whole life. You know, all you do is knit on this one thing all year, because that's not fun for anybody. So we've done all kinds of different topics over the year. This year's year-long knit-along was brioche, and that has wrapped up. We actually need to plan our fashion show party for next month. If you participated in our 2022 year-long knit-along, we'll send out an email about that after the holidays.
And the 2021s will be invited too.
Yes, because you missed out. We didn't get a chance to do that. Or 2020 either. So really, we're going to have a big old party. Anybody who's done a year-long knit-along the last couple of years. But it means it's time to gear up for 2023, which we started planning 3 or 4 months ago, and we have to. It takes that much planning. But this year, we are going to go back to color work. We've done color work before, but we are doing our 2023 knit-along is going to be called Mastering Color Work Through Sweater Design. We are all going to design our own custom color work sweaters. Don't turn the video off, because I know I just heard a couple people have heart attacks.
Yeah.
We're going to be using a pattern called Strange Brew by Tin Can Knits, which is more of a recipe than a pattern. It is a 38-page document, but it walks you through every step of the way. All the math and all the instructions are written out for you for a sweater. What you have to do is just plug in your color work motifs, and it walks you through. And we're going to walk you through how to do that. So you can actually pick 2 different construction methods, top down or bottom up. You can pick from 3 different gauges, fingering, DK, or worsted. So you can decide what kind of yarn you want to use. And then there's 25 different sizes knit into this pattern. Everything from 0 to 6 month baby sweater up to a 4XL adult, which is a 61 or 62 inch chest circumference. All the Tin Can knit patterns are always like that. They always grade for a huge range of sizes. So all you do is pick the size you want to make. You decide what kind of yarn you want to use and how you want to make your sweater. And then all the math is done for you. So you just follow the pattern for your size, just follow the pages that are appropriate for what you're doing. And then you are going to plug in your own color work motifs. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about color work. We're going to learn about sweater construction. We're going to learn about design.
We're going to steek.
If you would like, it's an option, but if you would like to steek your sweater, which involves cutting your knitting, don't panic. You're going to do things first to make sure it doesn't unravel, but cutting your knitting and turn it into a cardigan, you can do that as well.
Plus, we're going to also take a deep dive into, once you have decided what base color you want for your sweater, how do you choose the colors for your color work? And what do you want them? Do you want them to be more muted? Do you want them to pop? So there's a little color theory instruction that's going to be going on as well.
Yep. So it's a lot. We're going to cover a lot of ground. The way our year-long knit-alongs work is all the instruction is done via pre-recorded videos on the Teachable platform. And so you get videos come out, drip out in chunks over the course of the year. So every time a new set of videos is ready on a new topic, you get an email newsletter. This is exclusive to Yearlong knit-along participants. It's got the links to watch the videos. It's got extra resources that we think might be helpful. There's some fun other extras in there, but you'll get a chance to watch the videos, work on the next section of the pattern, and then about a week later, if you still have questions, we do a live Q&A session. You can either come into the shop or you can attend that virtually, and that gives you a chance to ask any questions that you may still have. But if you watch the videos and you're like, I'm good, I don't really have any questions, then you don't have to come. It's not necessary to come to the Q&A sessions. There's not any teaching that happens. But if you've got questions, that's the place to bring them. And so we did Teachable this year. It was very successful. We had a lot of really positive feedback about it.
Think of it as a course.
It's
just a course.
It's a class that happens over the course of a year.
But it's got lots of resources in there, you know, and so you'll have this course and you'll have it
forever.
Forever.
Yeah. You can pause the videos, you can back them up, you can watch them over and over again. If life happens and you have to put the project down, you fall a little bit behind the schedule, you will always have the videos. And so you can always just, when you're ready, pick them up and keep watching them. But new for this year, we're going to have an exclusive private Facebook group for our 2023 participants. So that is actually where the Q&A sessions, the virtual Q&A sessions, are going to be hosted through the Facebook group. You can come into the shop physically, but I'm also going to be live on Facebook during those, because that way it's saved to Facebook. We've done the virtual Q&As over Zoom before, but the problem with that is trying to save and compress and store and then get those videos out. It adds a lot of extra work for us. So by doing it on Facebook Live, it stayed there. And so if you can't make it because something comes up that afternoon, you can't make it to the Q&A session, you can just watch it whenever you get a chance to watch it. But also the Facebook group will give you, the knit-along participants, a chance to interact with each other. That's kind of been missing a little bit from the knit-alongs with the video teaching. So we want to bring that kind of social interaction back to the knit-alongs. You get a chance to encourage each other, talk to each other, you know, show off your projects midstream, and or get feedback like, I'm trying to pick between these two colors. What does everybody think? Just kind of get a chance to get people's opinions, use a sounding board. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this week's Inspire Me is going to be all about the Yearlong knit-along. It's up on our website right now. You can read through all the information about it, including costs and all that stuff. And we're also going to do a Inspire Me on Friday. So take a look at the website, read through it. On Facebook Live at 10 a.m. on Friday, we're going to talk about it. If you have questions, that would be a great time to watch us live and, you know, put your questions in on the comments, and we can answer any questions that are also out there. And then we'll take sign up starting January 3rd.
Yep. Yeah. So if you go on our website, look at the tabs across the top. There's one that says classes and events. That's where you want to click. And then the third one down says 2023.
And I'll put a direct link in the comments. Yeah, the description box.
But it'll stay up there all year too.
So that'll be there. So you'll get a chance to take a look at that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about color work. We're going to design our own sweaters.
Yes. And so
it's going to be great. Everybody's going to have a totally unique sweater at the end. It's going to be great. Not scary. They're not scary.
No. And Erin makes it extremely easy. So, I mean, she works so hard for it to look so effortless for the rest of us, but it isn't. Believe me, she works really hard behind the scenes. But this has been these have been very popular here in the shop. And, we don't limit the number of people who can do it.
Nope, it's not limit like a class, a live class, a more limit, which would only meet for, 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever sessions. We can have as many participants as who want to sign up. So you do need to have some basic knitting skills. I go over those on the website. The big thing is this needs to not be your first sweater.
Yeah.
In the past, we've had sweaters where we've been like with the Yearlong Knit Along, like, oh, you don't need to have a sweater. This time you need to have at least made one sweater before. I need you to have at least some basic sweater knowledge because we're going such a next level up.
Yeah.
With talking about construction and design. And so if you've never made a sweater before, I'm afraid that you'll get lost.
Yeah, because basically what will happen is you don't know, do I want to do a top down? Do I want, which one?
What's the difference? I have no idea. Yeah, right. Exactly.
So no, we need you to know sweater,
at
the basics of sweater.
Some basics. Yep. And then we will teach you everything else. Yeah. But the goal is always to help give you some I call them transferable skills, tips and tricks and things that then you can apply to lots of other knitting projects.
And it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
So take a look at the information and stay tuned Friday for Inspire Me when she gives you some more information.
Yep.
All right. So finishing up here today, we've got this beautiful trunk show that we've been looking at the whole time we've been podcasting. Beautiful colors. Come on out this week. Take a look at it. We'll have it through Saturday. Just some beautiful, beautiful colors and bases that we have, and mini skein sets that I'm looking at right now, and samples as well. So come out and take a look at 29 Bridges Trunk Show this week. Again, we do virtual shopping if you can't make it or not local. So we'll be happy to virtually shop with you if you're not here in the area, and you can access that site to schedule a virtual shopping appointment with us on our website. It's up at the very top of the page.
Yep.
Okay.
And quick reminder of holiday hours as we come to the end of the year. Friday, December 23rd will be the last day before Christmas that we are open, but we will be open a little bit later. We're going to have extended hours, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. next Friday night. Yeah. But if you've got any last minute shoppers, and if you have people who loved ones who tend to wait last minute, Saturday, December 24th, we are closed. So we are not going to be here on Christmas Eve. We really don't want anybody come up to the door and crying because they can't grab a gift card because we're closed. So Friday the 23rd, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday the 24th, we're closed. And Saturday the 31st, New Year's Eve, we will also be closed that day. So our staff can have a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
They've worked very hard.
Oh my gosh,
it's been very intense the last few weeks, which is great. We appreciate it.
Weeks. We have been doing this since August when we moved into this building. We have not missed a step.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy. So we all need a little.
We all need a little. Okay, so we all need a little bit of break.
We all need a little bit of break and a little bit of just a day to sit back and do some knitting and just enjoy our families.
Yeah.
So again, we're so glad you joined us today. We of course, subscribe to us on Facebook to be notified when we have other things that we add to the channel. Yep. We are on Facebook and we are on Instagram. We are Dances with Wool RVA for Richmond, Virginia. So you can find us there. And of course, our website, we keep it up to date. So check out there for hours, for any kinds of events we have coming up. And the best thing to do to keep on top of what's going on in the store is to sign up for our newsletter.
Yes.
You can do that on our website. There is a subscribe right there near the top of the page, subscribe to the newsletter, and you will be notified whenever we have different events coming up, trunk shows, teaching opportunities that we were going to be telling you more about for the new year. We've got some great teachers coming in.
Some very exciting things happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and we're adding more all the time. So be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. I promise not to inundate your inbox. They go out. Our newsletters go out on Mondays, and so it's just once a week.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we still have some openings in some classes, although those are filling up
Yes,
fast.
winter quarter classes, January and February. Check those out on the website. We offer
Right.
classes in a variety of topics, but yes, spots are definitely starting to fill. So
Yeah, in fact, some of our classes, I know Pam added a wait list to a class the other day. Yeah, she has a wait list
Yeah.
going on a class that is.
yes, so there,
just
if
filled.
classes fill, you can't always join the wait list, but we
Yeah.
don't tend to have many wait list
Yeah.
spots open up. So if you
We-
want to a class,
yeah.
we recommend signing up sooner rather than later.
And because we have them for spinning, we have them for crochet, we have them for knitting and
Weaving. And
as
yarn
well.
dyeing. Have you ever wanted to dye your own
Dyeing
yarn? We offer
have
yarn dyeing
that,
classes.
and we now just put up private lessons for sock cranking.
Yes, if you
So-
own a circular sock machine, you have to
Mhm.
own your own.
You
We
have
don't
to
have
own it,
any in the
yeah.
class in the shop.
But those, we knew that a lot of our customers bought them during COVID or were ordering them during COVID. So now Barbara, who is our sock cranker extraordinaire, she has put up a calendar for private lessons. So you can
Yes.
finally get private lessons on that. So yeah, we're just adding more. Why
Yeah,
not?
Why
We
not?
got the
We got the
space.
space, and you
We are
guys
enjoying
love
it.
it. So
Yeah.
and we love
So,
having you.
Yeah. So Merry Christmas, everyone. I
Yes.
hope you have a wonderful holiday. We will see you back in January for another edition
Yes.
of This Is So Not a Podcast. And we'll be just telling you all of the great things that have happened with their families over the holidays and some of the great things coming up for the new year.
Yep.
So take care and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
All righty.